Hello viewers of Kritika's Vision. Welcome to the Kritika's Vision next episode where we are doing the chapter 1 of Civics Union Parliament of class 10, and as promised, after completing the chapter we are here with the I'm here with the parliamentary procedures. Now, what are parliamentary procedures? Basically, for proper transaction of business of the house, be it Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, a number of rules and formalities have to be observed. So this is similar as the procedure that are observed while during an operation or while sitting in a library or by sitting in a class. In the same way, some formalities needs to be observed, rules and regulations, when we are sitting in a particular house, not we, the MPs, basically. Okay, so these rules and formalities have come to be known as parliamentary procedures. So these are the parliamentary procedures. So now coming to the different kinds of parliamentary procedures. So number one is summoning of the house. Now summon is to call. Now call for what? Call for meetings. Yes. So the MPs are called to discuss important topics, to make further pass a bill, discuss an act, all those things. Okay, so all those things are done when both the houses are called, and they are summoned by none other than the president. Okay, so from time to time the president summons each house of parliament to meet at such time and place as he thinks fit to be. Okay, now the next is the president's address. So basically the president addresses the joint sitting of both the houses at the commencement of first session after each general election. Okay, so because after each general election a fresh batch of MPs in Lok Sabha will be there, and there will be Rajya Sabha MPs. So together they are addressed by the President of India. Now the President shall also address both the houses at the commencement of the first session of the year, that is during the budget session, which is regarded as the first session of the year. Okay, so understood till here. Now in respect to President's address, now he addresses what he gave, what he speaks in that address. Basically he speaks about government plan for that entire financial year. Now he is not the one who alone prepares it. It is with the help of Prime Minister and his council and various other dignitaries of who have a lot of knowledge in those concerned fields, that he had made that plan, action plan for that particular year, that these are the things probably we want to achieve during the particular year. So that he speaks during his address. Now the debate on president address, once he speaks, he moves off. Now the debate starts taking place either in the joint sitting or individually also on president's address, which takes the form of motion thanking the president for the speech. So at the end of the discussion, whatever debate discussion takes place, the Prime Minister replies to the debate, and then this motion of thanks, that he had thanked the president for whatever he spoke about the action plan for that year, then the motion of thanks is put to vote. Okay, so we have done summoning of the house, president address and motion of thanks. Now let's start with the thing which is known as interpellation. Now what is basically interpellation? The right of asking questions. You can write somewhere, the right of asking questions by the members of the parliament is called interpellation. Okay, and usually this happens in the question hour or 0 hour, and it can happen like these are designated time periods for asking question. However, when any bill is under consideration, then also questions can be asked without, like when these are not there, but still the asking the right to ask questions. Okay, so unless the speaker otherwise direct, the first hour of every sitting is reserved for asking and answering of questions. So it is during the question hour that they means the MP asks questions on different aspects of administration and government policy in the national as well as international spheres. So whatever policies had been made by the governing body, governing party, all those plan of action policies are scrutinized, and this is done during the question hour by the opposition or other MPs who ask them questions. Okay, now coming related to interpellation is the starred, unstarred and short notice questions. So basically 3 types of questions are asked Okay, first is the starred question. This one, to which a member wishes an oral answer in the house, and it is distinguished by an asterisk mark. So as starred it's written, it is distinguished by an asterisk mark. And this is a kind of question to which member wishes an oral answer. Okay. Next is unstarred question. Unstarred question is one which does not need any oral answer and on which no supplementary questions can consequently be asked. So basically a written answer has to be provided for this kind of question, these kinds of question. Now an answer to such question has to be given in writing, as I told you, and the minimum time period of notice for starred unstarred question is 10 days. So with a notice of 10 days, only starred and unstarred questions can be asked. However, there are questions related to urgent matter of public importance which can be asked with a notice less than 10 days. Okay, so a short notice question may only be answered if permitted by the speaker. So less than 10 days, so such kind of questions can only be asked if the speaker permits for it. Okay, and the minister concerned is prepared to answer it at a short notice. A short notice question is taken up for answering immediately after the question hour. Okay, now coming to the 0 hour. Okay, next thing that we'll do is the 0 hour. So basically, what is a 0 hour? So asking question happens during the first hour of the sitting of a particular house. However, the time which begins at 12 o'clock soon after the question hour is known as the 0 hour. So you will not just write that it's 12 o'clock thing that starts at 12 o'clock is known as the 0 hour. It's the time which starts immediately after the question hour, and usually at 1 o'clock the members go out for lunch. So the 0 hour therefore would not extend beyond an hour, and during 0 hour member raises all kinds of questions. Sometimes they raise matters simply to gain public attention or to embarrass the government which is in power. Okay, so this was about the 0 hour. Now regarding motion, what is a motion? So a motion is a proposal. It's a formal proposal made by a member that the house ought to do something or express an opinion which regard to some matter of public importance. So basically it's a proposal that we want to propose something, we want to speak or discuss or debate on something which is of public importance, and we want to discuss on this platform, national platform. Okay, so that thing is known as motion. Motion can be of various types. We will do as we proceed with other chapters of civics. So we have already done about censure motion, no confidence motion. There are adjournment motion that we have done. Now, what is the difference? Often called what is the difference between an adjournment motion and prorogation? Sorry, adjournment of the house and prorogation of the house. Okay, so basically an adjournment suspends the sitting of the house. That means I told you that as regular matters are being discussed and suddenly something happens in the country which requires immediate attention. So that time the regular bill that was being discussed had to be stopped, and that matter which has gained that much of importance will take into consideration. So this will suspend the sitting of that particular house. Okay, and prorogation means prorogation ends the session. So once, suppose a budget session starts, and once everything is done with that budget session, all the discussion, debate, passing of the bill, everything is done, then that particular session is that particular budget session or any session ends. Okay, so the power to adjourn the house belongs to the speaker or whosoever is the presiding officer, but the power to prorogation of the session is done only by the president alone, because you remember president alone, he summons for the meeting. So for any other session also he summons them. So he is the one who will tell them to go back to the work on the fields. They can go back to their real places where they come from as MP, and they can work there. Okay. Now the last thing which we are discussing here is casting vote. So basically what is a casting vote? So we all know that once a bill gets introduced, it gets discussed in both the houses of the parliament. Now both the houses of the parliament discusses it, and then debate takes place, voting takes place. However, the presiding officer of the speaker doesn't vote, but a casting vote is a vote that the speaker or chairman gives when he or she, whosoever is the speaker or the chairman, gives vote only when there's a condition of tie between people for that particular bill and against that particular bill. Okay, so when equal number of votes had been given for and against a bill or a resolution, this vote decides whether or not the bill or the resolution will pass. So the casting vote is a vote given to the presiding officer of a particular house, and he uses it in condition of tie. So that's all for today lecture series. I hope you have understood these parliamentary procedures very nicely, and we'll move out to the next chapter of class 10. Please stay tuned to my channel and do subscribe Kritika's Vision.